Hey everybody, this is Mr. Longo, and this video is part 2 to binomial distribution by hand. So, if you're watching this video and you're just learning how to do a binomial distribution with a graphing calculator, if you never watched the last video, you should probably go back and do that so you understand what a binomial distribution is. The purpose of this video is simply to show you how to do it with your calculator, so you can have a nice appreciation for what your calculator can do for you. So, the last video talked about how we surveyed students, and we found that the results of the survey is that 60% of students like sushi. So what's the probability of the following outcomes if 6 random students are surveyed? So if we were to just go up to any random 6 students, what's the probability that none of them like sushi? Or 1 likes sushi? All the way up to all 6 like sushi. That was done by typing 6 choose 0 times 0.6 raised to the 0 times 0.4 raised to the 6. And then we make it 6 choose 1 and then 6 choose 2. And we had a lot of stuff to do. Our calculator can just do it for us. If you click Stat and go to Edit, you might have some stuff. I wanted to leave it in here so you can see how to clear it. Remember, you can just go up to L2, click clear. Don't press delete or it'll go away completely. And then you go up to L1, press clear, and then when you go down, everything will be blank and ready for you to go. So to do this, what you need to do is in L1, you type K equals 0 all the way on up to 6. So 0 students like sushi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 6 out of 6 students. And now we need to go do the distribution part. Well, what you do is you have to go up to L2. Now this is the part where you might want to take a little bit of extra notes so you know which buttons to push, but you go up to highlight L2 and you press second and then the vars button. It says distribution right here. Second vars. Now, depending on which calculator model you have, you need to scroll down. It's somewhere around A or B or 0. But what you need to do is binom PDF. So binomial PDF. And what you're going to do is you're going to click enter on this one. Now, here's another thing where depending on which calculator model you have is going to be different. So the number of trials, that's our 6. And P is the probability, and that would be 0.6. So remember, P is the probability for success. Our X value is L1. So that would be, L1 is over here, so it's second 1 is L1, and then we just have to go to paste, click enter, and we click enter one more time. Bam! Everything is done for you. So in our last video, we had to do all of that by hand, and then we had to copy down the results, and it was 0.004, 0.037, and I'm sure you know what we're doing here. We're just going to list out the rest of them. But then what we did with it is we answered some questions like what was most likely to occur? What was least likely to occur? What's the probability that at least 3 or 4 students or at most 2 students? There was all sorts of other stuff we did after we came up with that information. But the most time-consuming thing was actually getting that information. So the most important thing about binomial distributions isn't finding it, it's using it. So in this case, the results are the exact same as the last video. It's just that it took us a few seconds rather than having to press second enter and change everything and do that 7 times for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It took a while. Well, now that you have the calculator to do it, you can spend more time just analyzing things. And another thing that we did was we created a histogram. Now, depending on which graphing calculator you have, we can't necessarily come up with a really nice histogram with the rectangular bars that we drew in the last one. However, we can go change our window to an x minimum of 0 and an x maximum of, you can do 6, or you can go one more to 7, a y minimum of 0, and a y maximum of 1. And what we could do is we can go press second y equals, and we're going to go do a stat plot. So we're just going to go turn on the first plot. So we're going to turn the first plot on. And you also want to make sure you have nothing into y1 or y2. Now this is just a bar graph. That's not a histogram. The closest thing we can get here is actually this dot graph. And I'll show you what it looks like. And then of course you have your L1, your L2, your mark, the color, doesn't matter. If you click enter, and then we're just going to go click graph, it's going to show you the approximate heights of where things should be. So it's just giving you an idea of what your histogram should look like. Just remember, yours should be bars going all the way from the top to the bottom. All right, so your calculator can do some pretty cool stuff. So that's if you have the newer operating system. I'm going to see if there's a way that I can get the older operating system on here to see if that will work out for you, to help out a little bit. So we can go all the way to the TI-84 Plus. And let's see if this has got the older notation. This one looks like it's still the newer one. So unfortunately with this calculator, the only thing it does is changing it to an 84. I can't go back and switch this to an 83. So unfortunately for this video, I can't show you the exact buttons to push. However, I can tell you. So when we go to stat, and then you go to edit, after you have your 0 through 6 over here, and you go over here to L2, and we did that second vars thing. Well, you still have to go down till you get to the PDF. So the binomial distribution PDF. What you're going to be doing instead of filling in everything, so once we went to this, we had to fill in the number of trials. Yours is just going to have in the parentheses, you just need to type 6 for the number of trials, comma, that button's right here, and then 0.6 for your p-value. And if you were to just type that into your graphing calculator, and once you click enter, it will automatically populate that L2 for you. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you still can do it. But instead of having the nice pretty table like this, yours is just going to look like that. So you just do 6 or your number of trials first, comma, the likelihood of success or your p-value. Okay? Number, comma, success. All right, that's it for this video. Again, the purpose is just to show you how you use your graphing calculator to come up with the binomial distribution. This is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.